Hello, welcome to Sane Sunday Live. We're happy to see you all again. We've got some good news for you for the automotive news, and we're going to have shout outs like we usually do. We may even end with a channel review. So I hope you all had hashtag insane growth all week, and we're going to get right to the news. Starting with
we
Ford.
have 357 videos.
We do. We have, which means we have exceeded 350 videos so far. We also just released another video today besides this one.
Yay!
And we released in the Saneauto news from what we did last week. We also released.
Oh,
I'll wait until you get that
under control.
Yeah. All right. So we also released probably the longest car show video we've ever done. It took a monumental amount of time to do the editing and everything else on that. And there were 2 days worth
Happy
of
Easter,
video.
Camaro time. How you doing?
Camaro time. Glad to see you here. You're going to be in the news. And excuse me. We're just talking about some of the stuff we did last week. We uploaded another new video today. Well, it's not a new video, but it's new to being published. It's been sitting on private for a long time. And it will only be public for a few weeks. So if you want to catch that video, you'll have to see it before it goes private. Oh, what you do to get on the news? Yeah, yeah. It's newsworthy. You're in trouble now. The whole world's going to know what you've been doing.
He's a big tattletale.
Yep. So, as I was saying about last week, Akai Cybersport, Sane Community. Yes, welcome to the Sane Community. Glad to see you here. Hashtag insane, and we are also members of and allies with the hashtag I am a creator community. So you will see this chat fill up with some insane members of the I am a creator community. Just a few minutes. Meanwhile, we're doing the news, and we're going over what we did with the channel last week. Which if we hit video manager here, and I will change the screen here so y'all can see what I'm doing. We will look at last week in review. We did the longest car show video we've ever done. There's about 2 days of filming involved in this. There's a whole day of editing, somewhere between 8 and 10 hours of editing this latest video. We also did some more repair videos last week. We haven't been doing repair videos for a long time. And just the show car videos, the hot rod videos, cruise in, stuff like that. But we did release a couple of repair videos. One was on how to repair brake lights. Another one was on Chevrolet transmission rebuild, 4L60E to be more specific. And this is, it would take hours and hours of video time to properly teach you how to rebuild a transmission. That's not what it's for. That it's just to give you an idea of how much work goes into building one. Then, of course, we had a live stream that we did where we let people watch while we were doing some video work and doing some video editing. And a behind the scenes look at Saneauto editing
And
videos.
then the silliest thing happened. We had a failed live stream. And guess what? It's not suitable for most advertisers.
Oh yeah, can you see that? That is that's just one of the silliest things. We're so not suitable for advertisers. Even our 8-second failed stream got flagged as not suitable for advertisers.
But 29 people watched it.
Yeah, and it's on private. We put it on private within what 5 minutes of it starting. And in 5 minutes, it already had 29 views. So it's kind of
Yay, failed stream.
yeah. Maybe we should do more failed streams. Oh my gosh. So and then that gets us all the way back to the Sane Sunday of last week. And we did our live stream last week, Sane Sunday live, and a lot of people showed up. A lot of comments. A lot of thumbs. It got 21 thumbs up. That's awesome. So, next week, we're going to be doing quite a few things. But before we get to that, I wanted to get to the auto news.
Well, I got news.
What's that, baby?
Carol Sane channel has 47
supporters.
subscribers.
Yeah, subscribers. And that means you're only 3 away from hitting 50. That's pretty awesome.
I'm hoping to be able to get 3 today.
Uh-oh, we're offline for a second. What? Not stream complete? Stream resume. Okay. Sorry about that. We lost you for a second.
But I hope to get 3 more subscribers today.
Yeah, if you...
And hit 50.
I don't know if y'all got to hear that because the stream dropped out for a second, but she's got 47 on her brand new Carol Sane makeup channel. The name of the channel is just Carol Sane.
Live stream today and nobody showed up.
Yeah, that was tragic. But and she only needs 3 more subscribers to hit 50 on that channel. Of course.
But if you want to see me do this, you can always look at the live stream after.
And that is a testament to the community because before being involved in the hashtag Insane community and the hashtag I am a creator community, the amount of time it would take to go from 0 to 47 like she is now would be months. Months of just cranking out videos. And it has been, what was it, March the 18th?
Oh, it's okay, Camaro time. Go enjoy your dinner with your family.
Oh, he's in the news this week, so we should do the news.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
At least do his part.
Thanks to TubeBuddy for helping us out so much with our tags and stuff last week. The news, starting with Ford, is Auto Dreamer 77 had an emergency development with his white Ford truck. So you want to go on his page, see his new video, and you can hear all about that, what the emergency was and what he had to do. Now, this in the second of the big 4 is, of course, GM. And in the GM world, Camaro Time has a brand new video on putting a new window spoiler on his Camaro SS. So you want to check that video out, see what that window spoiler looks like and how it's installed. And I think he's even got a link in his description if you want to get that spoiler and put it on. But you'll have to go look at his video to find out. I'm not going to give away everything. So that go on Camaro Time's channel to see that. He's got a lot of other Camaro videos too. And then there is Online Car Show. He's got a strut tower brace for his Camaro and a couple other mods recently for the Camaro. And one of which I'll give you a hint, it's chrome. So that is the GM news. And just like we did last week, instead of highlighting Ford Corporation and GM Corporation and Chrysler Corporation in our Ford, GM, and Chrysler news, we're going to be highlighting the channels in the community, the I Am Creator community and the hashtag Insane community, as part of the Ford, GM, Chrysler, electric, and import news. And so if you want to be on the news for the automakers, then comment on our videos. And when you comment on our videos and then the other community members' videos, make sure you comment something about the videos so that whoever you're commenting on their video knows that you actually watched the video. And if you're putting, because I select people that put frequent comments on the video as part of the news. So if you're wanting to be on the news, that's one of the secrets. Another thing, let me know you want to be on the news. When you're commenting on the videos, let me know you want to be on the news. And you kind of got to have a video about that kind of car. If it's a Ford, or if it's a GM, or if it's a Mopar, or if it's an import, or if it's an electric car, then let me know you have a video on that type of vehicle. Otherwise, how am I going to put you on the news? So, and try to make it good content too.
Yes, family friendly.
Yes, that too. Family friendly and interesting, like the other people I mentioned here.
I've seen some mechanics here on YouTube that have some very colorful language.
Yeah, we don't promote that. Like that. So we're not going to put that on the news. So, you know, we have struggled for most of our life with having to put up with the prejudice that comes from the stereotype. And that page off.
Okay.
It says stream is resumed. So
okay, Camaro Time says he has unsubscribed because of someone's language before. It's their choice. I just do not have to listen to it, obviously.
Exactly. So if you're thinking about whether or not to put that kind of stuff on your page, I've even seen some people
that do it on purpose to get shock value.
Right, and they preach doing it that way. Because yeah, we've got the Sane Enterprises video that's all about self-help and improving your channel and growing your channel and stuff like that. And so, you know, we preach against bad language and other bad habits. I have seen some channels that put themselves out there as self-help and growth channels and stuff that use bad language and tell their viewers to use bad language, so-called strategically, in their self-help videos. And I don't care how much, even if you're way more successful than our page is, I still don't believe in that. I believe that you're being successful despite the fact that you're using that technique, not because you're using that technique. And I think a lot of people have achieved success with some bad habits. The 80-20 rule applies. You can have 80% good habits and 20% bad habits. If you have the right good habits, some of your good habits will make up for some of your bad habits. You will become successful anyway. That doesn't mean that your bad habits are good habits and that they're responsible for your success. They're still bad habits. They're still holding you back. You could have been even more successful without those bad habits. Now, there are some exceptions to the rules. We all do know that some of these bad habits, like some of these people who make channels all about behaving like an irresponsible 11 or 12-year-old when they're in a 30, 40-year-old grown man's body, gets a lot of views and can make you very successful. And just throwing a bunch of mindless cat videos on there can make your channel very successful. But we don't want to be known and be famous as an idiot. So we don't want to act like an idiot. We want to get successful some other way. And there are other ways to get successful, and you can be successful with nothing but good habits and still keep your dignity intact while doing it. And I think that not cussing is one of those ways. You know, and the crowd that cussing on your videos would make you famous and successful with is not necessarily the crowd you want to hang out with.
Frog Tech Tips. Hey, how you doing?
Hey man, hello. Good to see you again. We were right in the middle of the auto news for last week, and we're moving on to the Mopar news. In the Mopar news, we have DSW Joyride Productions.
He wants to know if you got a haircut, sweetie.
Yeah, I got in a fight with a lawnmower and I lost. You can ask Mill Hill Mud Mowers about that. So DSW Joyride Productions, he's got a video on removing the stripes off his Mopar. So if your Mopar stripes are looking pretty bad, or they're getting cracks in them, or they're looking worn, and you were wanting to take those off for any reason without damaging your paint, you might want to check out DSW Joyride's Productions video on doing that. And
oh, that sounds awesome.
He also has his newest video I noticed was a giveaway because he just reached 100 subscribers.
Wow.
On his channel. Yeah. So 100 subscribers. Yay! 100 subscribers. And
I'm 3 away from 50.
Exactly. Her Carol Sane channel is 3 away from 50. And again, this kind of growth just really wouldn't be possible without the support of the hashtag Insane community, which helps create insane growth, and the I Am a Creator community, which also helps create insane amount of growth. So, you know, this proper networking, not sub for sub, but proper networking.
Tell them
and
what you're
supporting each other.
doing, because it looks kind of weird on the
I'm for some reason you can't buy these things that make the noise and roll out at the same time anymore. So we bought some packages of similar stuff and we build our own. And I've taken some pieces apart and now I'm putting the other pieces together. It came in different packages. And now we have, for when people reach their subscriber counts. And so if you have a number of subscriber goal or another channel goal that you're working towards, or a automotive project goal or something that you've reached, let us know and we'll help you celebrate.
Yay! Yeah.
So right now that was a celebration for DSW Joyride. They got to 100 subscribers.
Woohoo!
Carol's going to hit 50 soon.
I'm hoping I do it today, but everybody is celebrating Easter with their families, and I don't think I'll make it.
Maybe so.
Not today.
So also in Mopar news, it's kind of surprising because he's usually a Mustang guy, but David Builds Vlogs was tearing apart a Hemi engine on his channel. So if you want to see that, go check out his newest video on David Builds Vlogs, and you can see him taking a Hemi engine apart.
He's Frog Tech Tips says, "Nice dance, Milo."
Yeah, victory dance. Now you should be having a victory dance because there's another thing we need to be. She closed out this month on her insurance sales with the highest insurance sales of her insurance office ever in the history of the company. So here's to Carol and being the top salesperson ever in her company. And
that was me. Yeah, I did it.
We're going to have to celebrate again when she gets that commission check, because that's going to be a nice commission check.
You realize he's going to pay me more than he has ever paid anyone else in the history of...
It's going to be the biggest check he's ever wrote in the history of his company.
Okay, Camaro Time's goal is to hit 180 by next weekend.
Awesome.
He's
and we will be here
776 now, and I will definitely be pushing for you, Camaro Time.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, whether you're watching this on the replay or you're in the
just became a supporter of Camaro Time.
That is awesome. Way to go, Frog Tech Tips.
And it's an awesome channel. You'll enjoy it, Frog Tech.
Yep. There's a reason he was in the news this week. And so we were in the Mopar news. David Builds Vlogs was taking a Bohemia apart. Now, we need y'all's help.
Hey, Johnny Pro, how you doing?
You weren't here a minute ago, so we went through the news, and Auto Dreamer 77 has some emergency development on his white Ford truck, so you might want to check that out. Camaro Time has a new video where he's putting a window spoiler on the Camaro SS, and Online Car Show has a brace and something else that I won't give away in one of his videos. It's chrome. And David Builds Vlogs was taking a Hemi apart, is our Mopar news for the week. And DSW, also in Mopar news, DSW Joyride Productions, what were they doing? Oh, he has a video of removing the stripes on his Mopar, in case your stripes look bad and you want to get them off. And he hit 100 subscribers this past week, so he was doing a giveaway for that. Now, this wouldn't have been possible without the support of the hashtag Insane community and the I Am a Creator community. So we want to, keep supporting the I Am Creator community. The best way to do that is to stay in touch with the community members by commenting on their videos while watching their videos. And be careful to watch their videos at length, because that's what stimulates the growth and stimulates the algorithm to promote their videos. Not watching a video or watching it just for a short period of time stops the stimulation of the video and stops the promotion of the video. So you got to be very careful about that. Commenting on videos stimulates growth.
I'll be right back.
Okay. You're excused.
Excuse me. I'll be right back.
So we talk about this a lot more on the Sane Enterprises, because that channel is just for community growth and everything. But we talk about it some here too, because it is so important to stay active in the community. And also to help you with your channel and stuff, don't forget TubeBuddy, which there's a reason we put a link to TubeBuddy in all of our videos. It's because it is so helpful with your channel growth, and it saves you so much time in doing the things on your channel. One of the most productive things that TubeBuddy will do for you is help you out with your tags when you're creating your tags on your video. As Camaro Time has, and Frog Tech Tips has been really good about commenting on the videos as well and watching the videos. And Camaro Time, Johnny Pro, I see all you guys in the comments a lot, and I always respond, and I go back to your channel and that's why you're on the shout out so much too, because you deserve it. You really deserve it. And there's so many people like y'all in this community, and so few haters and trolls in this community. It's really been great. And Camaro Time says that it's since the February the 20th, he was at around 236 supporters, and now he's at 777.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power in that number. 777 today for Camaro Time. So awesome.
I broke it.
Camaro Time will be in the 1K club in no time.
Me too.
Yeah, she's went from 0 in, what was it, the 18th. So it is 2 weeks of existence for her channel, and already at 47, and is hoping to get to 50 by the end of the day. You know, last year, this kind of growth was just unheard of, because the I Am Creator didn't exist. And even with trying to, you know, create the hashtag Insane community at the end of the year last year, before the letters went out, people just didn't seem receptive to being in a community like this. And it's been a lot better since then. So Frog Tech Tips has got to go. We'll see you later, Frog Tech Tips. Thanks for stopping by and visiting with us. And okay, one of the questions this week we wanted to ask you guys is, what's your dream car? And if you could have any car right now, and I don't mean necessarily the most expensive car, but money's no option, but not necessarily the most expensive car, what would be your dream car?
Mustang.
Which Mustang?
All of them. Except for the Mustang 2. You can keep those.
Yeah. And another one is, which town are you in, or city, and what is the most exotic car that you see in your city? When you're going around, is there?
I see a Lambo.
Yeah, there's a Lamborghini running around here, and there's one of the managers at one of the higher end steakhouses around here. He's got a Ferrari that he parks frequently behind the building of the restaurant there that he drives back and forth to work. So there's that. My dream car is the Tesla S or X. And I want one of those.
He wants a car that'll drive itself. I don't want that.
My second most wanted dream car I already have, which is my 72 Mach 1, which we were just playing around a little bit with yesterday. And when we get we finished cleaning some stuff out of the building. When we get some more stuff squared away over here in Dalton, we're going to be bringing it home.
Yeah, I got to push them up yesterday.
It's out of gas again. Doesn't take long.
He let me touch it.
Okay, and further news for this week, we're Mill Hill Mud Mowers wasn't sure they were going to be able to live this week at 6 o'clock on their usual slotted time. And we have them on the calendar here. But they have confirmed this morning that they will be on. My dream car is a 69 Yenko. Really? I think we actually have one of those in a video at the car show in Fort Oglethorpe. A yellow Yenko. I'm pretty sure it was a 69. Yanko was there. So I'd have to go back and look through those videos and see, but I'm pretty sure there was a Yanko. Those are pretty amazing and incredibly valuable nowadays. A live stream this morning. Well, it was noontime.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we were offline there for a second. While we were offline, we were talking about the live stream schedule for the I Am a Creator support streams. And this at noon, Carol did on her Carol Sane channel, her makeup channel, she did a live. And then, of course, we're doing this live right now. And then from 4 to 6, it's going to be Sane Enterprises, which is nothing but channel growth and channel support. No automotive.
Maritime commented, so you might want to say something.
And then from 6
you don't have it on yours.
8.
He says very fast, only thing about cars from that era compared to today is they did not like curves too good.
No, they don't drive around curves very well at all. Make really good dragsters. But yeah, including my 72, even with the factory competition suspension, which somebody paid a lot extra for, and the suspension mods that I did, it still just really doesn't take curves very well at all.
I'm going to
the
give me a second. I want to hear
the suspension mods that I did is still just really so they can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mill Hill Mud Mowers will be picking up where Sane Enterprises leaves off and doing 6 to 8, and then Gregory Salvatore does 9 to 10, so there may be some gap there. If anybody wants to let us know if they're going to be doing live tonight somewhere between 8 and 9, then we'll put you on the calendar and you can carry the torch through there so we don't have a gap. I know last Sunday at 11, was it last Sunday or the Sunday before? It's all starting to blend together now.
Last Sunday we kept it going all.
Yeah, 7 streams, one after the other, and then James Cox picked up at 11 o'clock and took it from there. Because we'd been involved in the streaming marathon for several hours at that time, a good around 8 hours.
Yeah,
we did 4 hours of live stream ourselves. Yeah, we're sometimes taking turns at the computer.
We are having meatloaf today, by the way, people.
Meatloaf, yay! So, the other question I had for you guys was, you need to think about this for about a week because it's very, very important. We need a name for the hashtag insane community. We need a name for the members. We need a name for you guys. So what do you want to be called if we're...
I think about roasting potatoes. I was going to bake potatoes with the meatloaf, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to roast potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
With a little bit of olive oil, garlic, and make it yummy, tasty, herby.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I know anything you cook, it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. So.
I like to keep my man's tummy happy. Happy tummy, happy man.
So how about we do some shout outs for people that's been commenting on our videos? That sounds like a great thing to do. No, that's channel analytics. Oh, and
That's
channel analytics.
that's what I like. I like when he's grinning. I try to
We
make
were
him
gonna.
grin all the time.
Mill Hill Mud Mowers isn't on here yet, but we did want to reveal to him since the last time he asked me when was the best times to put up his videos. I guess this is more of a Sane Enterprises question, but I did look at the analytics on the Saneauto channel, and the best times is, like I said, 2 hours before the peak times. You need to get your video up there so it has a couple hours, and then the peak time hits. The peak time is for man stuff, is what it seems to be, because it's my channel's all, this channel is all about man type stuff. We've got 97% male viewers for a reason, and those peak times seem to be right about 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. That's PM. So 1,500 hours and 2,100 hours.
We used to have more female.
So you want to upload. Yeah, we did.
I chased them off.
Apparently. So you want to upload 2 hours before that. So like 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And if Milhell doesn't show up in our live soon, so I can tell him that, he'll probably be in the live on Sane Enterprises, and then I can tell him. If not, I'll go on his live from 6 to 8 and let him know. But y'all got to hear it first.
Yay.
So in our comments, you can see we've got even more comments. I've replied all the way up to this point right here and gone to their channels and replied. So I have a few more new comments to reply to. If we go down here, and we're getting into the 2 day ago comments. Let's go back a little bit further. Starting 4 days ago, we had Shine Bright Studio Photography commenting on our videos, and this was the transmission repair video, and that got a lot of comments. That, you know, the transmission rebuild video, that got like 2 pages of comments for that one video. Johnny Pro was there. Cup of Spring was there commenting. One Man Army. Susan Brinkley. Pappins Origami and Toy House. They are new to the I Am a Creator community and the hashtag Insane community.
Wow.
And Brother Dunn. And Rusty Zipper.
Okay, that
DJ Crimmy. Nessie Yellow. Lil Dumpling. Johnny Pro. Susan Brinkley.
Him. Hi, Johnny. How you doing?
Do-It-Yourself Misfit Mechanic. Auto Dreamer 77. Stylus Ninja. Off the Dome Media Group. Max whatever. It's Max.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ramblin' Rose and Sir Lancelot. DSW Joyride Productions, which was also in the news today.
Oozaloo!
Dun, dun, dun. And Alan Oxendine. Joe Z.
Yay! David Bill's Vlogs. I know who he is. He's not here today, though.
He was in the news, though. He was tearing apart a Hemi. Leftist Music Channel.
I don't know why he was doing that.
Angel Dominique. Maybe there's nothing wrong with the Mustang.
Well,
Lil
obviously
Dumpling.
there's nothing wrong with a Mustang.
My Passion. Rosie Rose. The only thing wrong with my Mustang is it's way too thirsty. It uses way too much gas. Rafi Vera. Johnny Pro. Online car show.
And it's too shiny.
Camaro time. Shake Israr. These are the new subs, and that is the first time I've ever seen them in our comments. Another new one is AATB. It's brand new. Papon's Origami and Toy House is fairly new, but you see they're commenting again. So they're active. Maybe they're going to be one of the great active members of the community. Leftist Music Channel. DSW Joyride Productions. Enter P66. It's good to see them back in the comments. Used to be in the comments quite frequently. Maybe they're going to be frequent again. And then, likely spam folder. I bet they're using the S word a lot in here. And yeah, this one's putting a link trying to get us to go off of YouTube to buy views. Not going to do that, and not touching that link, and it can just stay there in spam.
I've got 5 whole videos, people.
On the Carol Sane channel?
And it's got 13 views, that one. That new one.
Your newest one?
Yeah.
You just put up this morning?
Yeah.
That's all. That's great. Your subscriber's still at 47?
Yeah.
Okay. There'll be a lot of lives today. I'm sure you'll pick up those 3, and you'll be able to hit 50 today. All right. So the other people that got put into spam, I'm not going to call out their names, but you can see that good video, very good. There's no indication they watched the video at all because they didn't say nothing about the video. Likey, I subscribe me. You visit my channel, I subscribe you. A lot of the word subscribe there, and a promise to subscribe back to us if we come over there and subscribe to them. And we don't want just subscribe. We don't want to just subscribe to other channels, because if all you do is subscribe and go away, you're not only killing the analytics on the video that you go to by having just a little short view.
Oh, somebody shared my
But you're not really truly
twice.
supporting their channel by just subscribing and leaving. That's sub for sub, and sub for sub doesn't really give the support that we need to grow. And it's very dangerous too, because YouTube has been known to pull a bunch of subs from people that are doing anything like sub for sub. They're trying to get rid of sub for sub, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. So if sub for sub is working for you now, it's not going to continue to work forever. And it's not going to do the kind of growth that we get from participating in the hashtag Insane community and the hashtag I am a creator community. And then there's some others in the spam that are using the hashtag I am a creator, but they obviously haven't been listening to people in the I am creator community and the kind of things that we've been trying to teach them so that they can grow faster, because they're using the S words and and copying and pasting, because they've got 2 of the exact same word for word. Yep, they got 2 of the exact same word for word comments on 2 different videos, which makes it obvious they didn't even watch the video. They just copied and pasted the same comment on 2 different videos. There's 2 words in their comment that are different, but the rest of the comment is the same. They actually did 3 different videos, one right after the other, on the same day, probably the same few minutes, just bam, 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 3 different videos, almost exactly the same comment, which lets you know that they're one of the ones that's going around killing people's analytics by not actually watching the video.
Well, I always delete my spam.
That's not true support. That's sub for sub.
And that
disguised as
doesn't
supporting.
work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't give the whole community the kind of growth that you need. If you keep your focus on growing the whole community instead of just your one page, then your page will grow faster and all the other people's pages will grow faster, and we'll all grow so much faster together, supporting everybody as a community instead of just trying to get one channel growing. And the Sane Enterprises channel, which will be live after this, and the Carol Sane channel, and a couple other the new channels in the community, which I need to write down so I can shout them out too, are testaments to how this networking and community growth benefits the individual channels and causes the individual channels to grow so quickly, way more quickly than Sub for Sub does, and why it's so much better to do community building and be part of a great community than it is to try to do Sub for Sub. And to do things, and then Sub for Subbers don't do things like what we're doing here with shouting people out that are doing the comments and showing the difference between the community comments and Sub for Sub comments. And the fact that my spam folder is filled up with people who say things like Sub for Subbers and spammers do is a testament to how good the algorithm is getting at shutting down Sub for Sub.
Oh, I gotta like this. I'm sorry, sweetie.
That's okay. Liking it helps, but it's not as important as commenting and full views. Those are the most helpful things that you can give out. At this point, the YouTube analytics, compared to how much focus they put on comments and full views and watch time and things like that, the likes and dislikes, they seem, by comparison, pretty much ignore. And one of the ways you can see that that is true is if you look at some videos that have bad content or offensive content, and they have thousands of dislikes, some of those videos are still getting promoted by YouTube. And if YouTube was paying a lot of attention to likes and dislikes, then that wouldn't be happening. You would have videos that just wouldn't be promoted at all because they have thousands and thousands of dislikes. And one of the types of videos I've seen that end up that way are ones that have really good clickbaity titles and thumbnails, but then the content is not what you would think it was by the title and the thumbnail. And so a lot of people hit dislike on that video, and yet it still gets promoted because it has a lot of views and a lot of interaction. There's a lot of comments on there about the fact that it's not what it should be, or that it's not helpful at all, and a lot of negative comments and a lot of negative dislikes on it, but yet YouTube is still promoting it because the algorithm hasn't quite caught up with they're still busy trying to shut down this Sub for Sub thing and tweaking the algorithm to target that.
That was for you.
Thank you, baby. So, Broke Necks is in the house. Johnny Pro is here. Camaro Time is here. And Frog Tech Tips was here. He had to go. And one of the questions we had this week is we need, we have had plenty of good Not plenty internet. Broke Necks is at the airport with sketchy internet. Yeah, okay. We can relate to that, Broke Necks. We are across the street from the airport with sketchy internet. So,
It's a
so
mess.
once again, Broke Necks, we're in the same boat.
Well, I'm going to go fix your dinner.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So as I was saying, when we were so rudely interrupted by the sketchy internet, we're looking for y'all's help in finding other members of the community, the hashtag Insane community or the hashtag I Am Creator community, that have some videos that have something going on with electric cars, so we can include them in the news, the automotive news, on Sundays. And in the meantime, we have Chip has a Tesla S that we filmed on our channel, and it has over 100,000 miles on it. And you should see this Tesla S with 100,000 miles. It still looks and drives like brand new. He recently has taken delivery of the Tesla Model 3, and it is certainly the first blue Tesla Model 3 in the Chattanooga area, and maybe the first Tesla Model 3 delivered to the Chattanooga area. So that is also on that. Well, he doesn't. I don't think he has a channel, but we hope to video his Tesla Model 3 soon and put it on the Saneauto channel. We already have his Tesla Model S on the Saneauto channel, so you can check that out there. But we would like to include some other people in the community who have something to do with electric cars on their channel, so we can give them some a spotlight for a little while on the automotive news. Also, we'd like to spotlight somebody that has something going on with imports. Of course, in the meantime, we've got plenty of imports on our channel, but we want somebody else that's active in the community, leaves a lot of comments on people's videos, and has some good videos on import cars. So let us know in our comments if you know anybody like that fits that. And of course, we will also sometime between now and then need some more videos to spotlight on some more channels besides our own, like we did with Auto Dreamer 77 and Camaro Time and DSW Joyride Productions for the Ford, GM, and Mopar. And again, you can just leave comments on our newest videos letting us know who's doing what with these types of vehicles, and if you think that they would be, or if it's your own, let us know if you think they should be included in the news next week. But we completely understand Camaro Time if you have to go, it being Easter, and we appreciate you being here for as long as you were. I'm going to switch this to where you can see. I want to get it to where you can see my screen right there. That's what I wanted. Okay, now this is where keeping your subscriber thing on public is important, because I've gone through and shouted out everybody that commented on the videos. I want to look and see if there's anybody in the subscriber count that subscribed recently but did not comment, and see if there's any subscribers that I was subscribed to that were, were supporting each other, and see if they pulled my support from that channel. And the way I can tell is you see the subscriber list here, and these people are subscribed to our channel and they're supporting us, and well, most of them are supporting us. I guess you can do sub for sub and not actually support people, so they're every once in a while somebody gets on here, they're subscribed but they're not really supporting. And One Man Army, I know I went back to his channel and I did support him in return and checked out his content and things like that. And you can see here when everybody's got their stuff on public, you can see that 3 days ago we subscribed to him, and that right here the button says subscribed with an ED, unlike this other one here that was 5 days ago. This person subscribed, but he never left a comment, so we didn't know that he had supported our channel. We didn't know to return the comment because he made no comment. So that right there is a lesson between the difference between what One Man Army did and what Robert did here. And so therefore we never subscribed back to him. And I always check out the channel and watch at least a whole video before I decide whether to support or not. And I haven't done that yet. But my point is that you can see whether you're subscribed to somebody or not, because if you're subscribed to them, it has the ED on the end, and it has no D on the end if you're not. And you can see very quickly, without having to go to this channel, that channel, the other channel, one channel at a time, you can just go down a whole list of channels that are subscribed to you and see in a glance very quickly if you have subscribed back to them. You can also see, like this Dan Alberto Bira right here, a week ago, they supported our channel. They're obviously just a consumer channel where they just go on YouTube and they just watch things. They don't really do anything but watch things because they're at 0 subscribers. They did not comment on the videos or anything. They just liked our content, and so they subscribed so they could see more. And that's perfectly fine. A lot of people do that. They just like watching things on YouTube. And we as creators, we need a lot of those type of viewers. And so we're happy to see that we have some of them. But we also want to go down the list and look for the ones that are commenting on our videos that, they've got a certain amount of subscribers and stuff. They're trying to grow their channels. And so we're subscribed back to them, we're watching their videos and stuff, and you're going to recognize these names in your, like the Do-It-Yourself Misfit Mechanic, very recognizable name. They're part of the I Am Creator community and the hashtag Insane community, and we've commented back and forth and watched several of each other's videos. We want to be able to see at a glance right here that there is a D on the end and we still are subscribed to them. We want to be able to see that every once in a while. Same thing with SRT Gang down here. You can see there the D is still on there. RT Gang, these are members of the Mopar community that have joined with us and also joining the hashtag I Am Creator community. Make sure the D is still on there. And it's so easy to do that by going down this list, and it's so much quicker and would continue to be so much quicker if everybody had their their channel set on public as far as subscribers. So some people disagree with me on that, and they have some valid points of why. They like to keep their stuff on private, and nothing I say is going to change that. That's okay. That's their choice. I think that it helps your channel growth if you have your subscriber. And the reason I think it helps your channel growth is because people like me who are trying to make sure that they remain supporting your channel can see at a glance whether we are or not. And when I get done responding to all my comments, I can go down through the last few days of people who have subscribed to my channel, and I can see if I'm subscribed to them or not. And the ones I'm not subscribed to, I can go to their channel. I can check out their latest video and see if they're somebody I want to return subscription. I can see if it's like 0 subscribers and they've been on there for a while, they got no videos. I know they're just a consumer and they're not looking for support or subscribers back. I can concentrate all my efforts on the people that are actually trying to grow their channels and help them grow their channels. This is even more critical on Sane Enterprises, because Sane Enterprises, which will be live on here in an hour, we focus even more on channel growth. And the way we grow our channel is by growing others' channels, by concentrating on helping other people grow their channels. And that karma on YouTube and a lot of other internet platforms, karma is real. It really works. You know, community karma really does work. You really do get back all the positive behavior that you put out there to other people's channels. Really does come back to you, especially in a community like the hashtag Insane community and the hashtag I am a creator community, because these two communities happen to be full of, and the Mopar community as well for that matter, happen to be full of a lot of very positive, helpful people. And you can see that in our live streams, which a lot of the live streams are random. They just randomly pop up here and there. But we're putting together the schedule for the scheduled live streams, which today you're in luck. If you're looking for a lot of live streams where you can get a lot of support today, because Carol was on our Carol Sane channel around noon, like 12 to 1. And then Saneauto, we do 12 to 4 every Sunday. Sane Enterprises, we do 4 to 6 every Sunday. Mill Hill Mud Mowers is on 6 to 8 every Sunday. And Gregory Salvatore does 9 to 10. We're looking for somebody to fill the 8 to 9 slot. On Monday, Verdict Squad goes on at 6 and stays on for quite a while. James Cox goes on at 3 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we're looking for some more people that will commit to doing every week a certain time. Right now, there's a lot of people in the hashtag I am creator community going on during the middle of the week, but they're doing it pretty random, pretty much whenever they get a chance. And if we could get some more people to commit to doing it consistently at the same time on the same day once a week. I mean, even I do some random stuff in the middle of the week. I do at least one random on Sane Enterprise and at least one random on Saneauto during the week. And Carol does at least one random on Carol Sane channel. But the helpfulness of the community, and we have another very helpful member of the community right here in the comments right now. His name is Ken, and he has a channel called Easy to Tips and Tricks, etc., etc. And he is a very good supporter of not only this channel, but many channels in the community. So if you aren't familiar with his channel, I would strongly advise you to support his channel and get to know him and let him get to know you and your channel, because he's very helpful. Yes, and happy Easter to you, Ken. And Camaro Time, it's the same thing. Just very helpful member of the community. And while I'm mentioning, everybody in this live stream and that has been in this live stream that has come and gone are very helpful members and founding members of the hashtag I am a creator community, and also been involved in the hashtag insane community for quite some time. And that would be Camaro Time. Okay, Cybersport is pretty new. I need to check out their channel and see what's going on with them. But Frog Tech Tips, longtime supporter of the community and this channel. Johnny Pro, very good longtime supporter and member. So if any of you haven't already supported Ken's channel, the Easy 2 Tips and Tricks, please go over there and check him out. And Ken, if you haven't heard of their channels, please go check out Frog Tech Tips, Johnny Pro, Camaro Time, Broke Necks, all great people and great channels. And Bottle Caps is here. Hello, Bottle Caps. A lot of good memories. And everybody here, go see who ACEH Cybersport is and let us know. They may be a new member to the community. We'll check them out. So, we started out with the news, and it's been a while since we did the news, and we've got a couple of new people in the chat. So, we'll let you know what's going on with the automotive news this week. And that is, we always go through Ford, GM, Chrysler, Mopar, then electrics, and then imports. Electrics because we have Tesla, of course, which is one of the largest United States auto manufacturers. So it is no longer a big three, it is a big four automakers of the US. And Tesla, this will be our electric news. Tesla also uses more US products in their vehicles than any other US auto manufacturer. So it is definitely American vehicles. And Ford news, we have, how come you have to wait for a Tesla? Because they are in such high demand. They're incredibly high demand. And Tesla, the same reason why they get a lot of hate from the other manufacturers on they don't make a profit, that kind of thing, is actually a blessing in disguise, because what's going on there is they actually do make a profit off of each individual vehicle, but they not only take all of the profits from every vehicle they make and put it into solving this problem of their customers having to wait for the vehicle because there's such a high demand for the vehicles, but they are also borrowing money to put into these new gigafactories to solve the problem of the wait times. Because the number one complaint they have, the only complaint they have, is having to wait for the vehicles. So they are pouring every bit of profit they make into solving that problem, and they're borrowing money and using every bit of cash that they get from the sale of stocks, they're pouring into, with the exception of that one time that they put some money into that rocket for SpaceX, and that was actually not Tesla money that went into that rocket to put the Tesla up into space, which is orbiting the planet right now, the first car to ever be in space. That was actually SpaceX money, which is a separate company, and that did not come out of the money from Tesla. So when you buy a Tesla, every bit of money that you pay for that Tesla goes back into solving the problem of getting the cars quicker. And the Gigafactory that they have now that is complete is actually the largest car manufacturing plant in the world. Bigger than anything Ford has, bigger than anything GM has, bigger than anything that Chrysler has, and it's capable of producing more cars than any of the factories that any of those manufacturers have. So it is a big four now, the big four U.S. automakers, and I love my Fords, and I love our Mustangs and stuff, but
Bottle Cap says he thinks that you're wrong. It's just that they don't have production set up yet. And
well, I don't think I was disputing that.
Junk out the door, he says.
Well, they're not junk. I've seen pushing junk out the door, but the products aren't junk. They're high quality products. So, you know, we've got Chip's Tesla that we videoed, which has over 100,000 miles on it, and it works and looks like brand new and doesn't require the maintenance that we're having to do on our gas-powered vehicles now in order to keep it that way. And they're not going to require that kind of maintenance. And this is not going to be the end of our beloved gas-powered cars. You know, it's going to take a long time before they replace them. We're still going to have our gas-powered cars. It's just another option, and it is an American company, and they are American-made cars. And GM has already started competing very heavily with the Chevy Bolt, starts with a B. It is the first electric car of all the other 3 U.S. auto manufacturers that competes with Tesla, and it competes directly with the Tesla 3, which has already started being delivered. There's Chip's wife has one in Chattanooga, and the Chevy Bolt has almost as much range as the Tesla 3. It's almost exactly the same price. It doesn't look as good as the Tesla 3, but that's a personal opinion. You know, looks of a car depends on who's looking at it. But the range and the performance are similar, so GM is catching up. Ford has plans on coming up with 80 different vehicles by 2022 to compete in this category. So they are going the same direction. And I'm not sure what Chrysler's plans are right now, but we're going to have more and more options in that area of the Tesla-like vehicles. And Tesla is definitely going to be there, continuing to compete. And that's going to keep America, the United States of America, as the leader, the world leader in vehicles.
Bottle Cap says, how come their electronic vehicle, they're so expensive?
Same reason why VCRs were so expensive when they first came out, and the DVD players were really expensive when they came out, and then they got cheaper, and the Blu-ray players were really expensive when they came out, and then they got cheaper. And even Elon Musk admitted this in one of his interviews, that at some point the electric vehicles, because they are an electric appliance, are going to get better and better, and as they get better and better, just like our cell phones, they're also going to get cheaper. Well, they keep jacking up the price on the cell phones. But you know, Samsung does better than that than iPhones does. But the thing is already come out with. Now we're offline for a second. Has already come out with the Tesla 3, which is less than half the price of the Tesla S. And it's going in and out again. Okay, we're resumed. The Tesla 3 isn't as good as the current Tesla S, but it's as good as the earlier Tesla S's, which the earlier Tesla S's were around $100,000. This thing's less than $50,000. And even without government subsidies, it's still... And the GM car is almost as good as the Tesla 3, and it's less than half of the $100,000 that we used to have to pay to get one of these cars. And they're going to continue to improve.
Do we think that oil companies are going to let the electric vehicles survive?
Well, they have time and time again killed the electric vehicle. And you can see that in our video on the EV1.
Cars that was ever produced was electric.
Yes, it was. And that is the turn of the century, late 1800s. And, you know, oil companies were not really strong back then. They were in their infancy too. And it became a battle between oil companies and several different auto manufacturers who were steam engine manufacturers, internal combustion engine manufacturers, both diesel and gas. There were two-strokes around. There were, this is one of the most interesting things that we got to delve into when we were looking at the really antique cars at the museum. And, you know, we got to film all those things, and that was incredibly interesting. And the electric cars of the time were really competitive at the time because, you know, let's face it, cars weren't that great. So all these were really competing. And in the early 1900s, like the 1903s that we were filming, steam engines...
got a question.
Actually had 2/3 of the market. No, steam engines had 50% of the market, and gas engines and electric shared the last quarter, 25% of the market, 25% each. Victor, do you know anything about hydrogen on demand? When they make the first prototype in the beginning, they make them top-notch, and they then start keeping them after that. Okay, well, I don't think there's a lot of proponents of the hydrogen thing, but I don't think the hydrogen thing is the thing that's going to take over, because of the fact that, you know, solar and much more efficient electricity and much more efficient batteries are coming out. You're not going to need the hydrogen thing. And I think the way that GM is making their Chevy Bolt and the way that Tesla is making their cars is the way that is going to be the most prevalent.
Hey, Mill Hill.
Besides the continuation of the internal combustion engine and the most efficient internal combustion engines that they can create are still going to be around for a while, because they are very efficient right now. I like the sound of 8 cylinders too. You can't beat that sound. I mean, that is just, and I get a big old grin and smile every time I start up my Mustang. And I like the rumble. I like the vibration. I love all that. And there's always going to be a place for that. What I am dreaming about when I'm dreaming about having my Tesla is efficiency and not having to pay,
cheap.
And being able to drive around really cheap, and the self-driving capabilities and stuff like that. I'm never going to give up my gas engine car. I'm always going to have that, even if I only drive it on the weekend. I'm not giving that up. And I sure hope that we never get to this kind of situation where they're not allowed on the roads anymore. Like the two-stroke vehicles are not allowed on the roads anymore. You know, those were outlawed in the 50s. So, you know, and that's kind of the thing that's made it really hard for rotary engines. They have to inject a little bit of oil in there. and the emissions is a problem. They're trying to do away with a lot of the diesels here in the U.S. You see a lot more of the really hyper-efficient diesels overseas that we can't import here because they won't pass emissions. But I sure hope we're going to be able to keep, well, and certainly within our lifetimes, we will still be able to our gas engines. But I like to be able to go back and forth, and I like the idea of being able with the electric. You can do something you can't do with the engine, with the internal combustion engine. You can't, at the press of a button, make it go from being hyper efficient to hyper powerful. You can do that with electric. You can't do that with engine. And there is some really good hybrid cars like the BMW i8 that you can use the electric assist to make it like super powerful for a short period of time, and then go back to running on your gas engine, the smaller efficient gas engine, and it's a super good looking car too. So we got more options than we ever have in vehicles, and it's a very exciting time. This is we are living in the third renaissance of automobiles. I believe the turn of the century in the early 1900s, late 1800s was the first renaissance of the automobile. The second was in the 60s with all the 60s muscle cars. And we are living in the third renaissance of automobiles. Yeah, you're right, bottle caps. The Monster rotary engine just kind of went the way of the dinosaur. It was a great concept and it had a lot of potential, but just a couple of flaws there that just really held it back. Not the least of which was the necessity of putting a little oil in with the air fuel mixture in order to lubricate those rotary pistons, those triangular rotary pistons, and keep the cylinder walls lubricated like a two-stroke, like it's necessary with a two-stroke, for the same reason, because they don't have to have valves and they have those openings. It just, and it's a shame it was like that, because it had so much potential, but it just couldn't really. Mill Hill Mud Mowers is here. He's at a family function, but he's tuned in now. Okay, and earlier I wanted to mention that I did do the research on our analytics for the Saneauto channel for the question you asked on Sane Enterprises, and I just didn't have the data there on the analytics. The best times for man content, a channel with man content like what yours has and ours has, and predominantly male viewership, which we have like 97% male viewers on Saneauto. The best times to upload have been, according to our analytics, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 9 o'clock at night. There's another almost decent peak at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's probably from people in other time zones. But the best times are 3 and 9, and you need to upload 2 hours before that. So upload at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock so that your video will be there as the peak rises to the 3 o'clock height, and as the peak rises from 7 to 9 to the 9 o'clock height, and will still be there as it peters off. So if you can time it right there, and then let us know how that works out for you, because I've been having trouble coordinating the release of my videos during those peak times, and they're still peaking at that time. So, and I'm sure you have a similar viewer count with a predominantly male viewership, probably about the same ages as we do. Now, easy tech tips and tricks. Ken wanted to know, Victor, have to talk about the hydrogen on demand. I've had it on my vehicle. I'm getting 18 miles per gallon to getting 36 miles a gallon on an '04 Dodge Dakota pickup with hydrogen on. Okay, well, I'm not sure what you're using, but I'd be very interested in seeing a video. If you could video the device that you're using and what it's doing, and maybe make a video of you putting some gas in there, showing what your miles are at the time you put the gas in there, and document that and put together a video so you can show us what's going on there. But yeah, any hydrogen injection or hydrogen creation system I tried to put together to put on anything didn't really make any difference. Mill Hill Mud Mowers, the amount of torque that a DC motor can make is awesome. That is absolutely right. It is incredible. And that's one of the things that works so well on the BMW i8 and the Teslas and this newer Chevy Bolt. What I'm hearing from that is that the and even on the Nissan Leaf, is people talk about the torque and how great the torque feels on takeoff, versus that there's lag in an internal combustion engine you don't really notice if you've never been in an electric vehicle. You get an electric vehicle and you experience that lack of lag time between the throttle and the torque. Then you get back in the internal combustion engine, and even the best ones, you start noticing that little bit of lag when you touch the throttle, and how instant the torque is. So the BMW i8 makes a really good use of the combination of the internal combustion engine and their electric motors to eliminate that lag on takeoff and to boost the amount of torque and power that the internal combustion engine's taken out. And they've made a really good hybrid out of that, one of the best in the world. But I still think that it's going to be the full electric that's going to really take over, and not the least of which is because the solar is making such great improvements, and the lithium-ion batteries are getting better. The combination of those two is going to make the full electric so much more practical, and the cost coming down, being it's like the Tesla S. It's already gone from having to have over $100,000 to get you in a Tesla S to less than half that amount of money to get in a Tesla 3, and the Tesla 3s are rolling out of the assembly line. You know, there's one in Chattanooga right now I want to go film, and I will be filming soon. And the Gigafactory is done. It's the largest factory in the world. You know, it's going to happen. And it's almost all American-made products. That car is, almost every piece of that car is USA made. There's more USA made parts in those Tesla automobiles than any other automobile in the world, including Ford, GM, and Mopar. Okay, Easy Tap Tick says, Ken says you also have to tap into your map sensor so you can control the gas flow for the increased burn that the hydrogen provides. I imagine you would. You can go to eBay or Amazon and get a map sensor regulator. Yep. So you'd have to do that mod to make it work. I didn't do that. As a matter of fact, I experimented with mine on carbureted vehicles so that I wouldn't have any electronic issues. And Ken corrects himself. He says he doesn't know if Amazon has them, but he knows they're on eBay. Okay. Oh, Mill Hill Mud Mowers is in a food coma now. I I just got some salad here. So I was about to go into a non-food coma from lack of food. So that sounds like you're on to something that could help you make quite a few new videos on that subject there, Ken, and could keep you busy for a little while. I've got some plans of going back through some of our Camaro and Mustang and Mopar videos, and maybe making some top 5 of this and top 5 of that, and uh, 5 red Mustangs and 5 red Camaros, and some, or 5 of the best black ones that we filmed and stuff like that. And some, like I said, some top 5 of this and top 5 of that. And we did a couple of repair videos last week. We went and got a whole load of parts for the parts company, the transmission parts company, to keep it going. Because that company makes way more money than YouTube. So y'all weren't here the last time I asked this question. So I'm going to ask y'all. And I already pretty much know, but our viewers may not. What town are you guys in? And what is the most exotic vehicle that you see around town in your town or city? If you're not living in town, then your county. Because I think Ken lives out in the county. You don't live in the city. But Ken's here, so he can let us know. I know Ken has a very good view of the mountains where he's at, because I've seen it on one of his videos. I can see the Appalachian Mountains. Here, we're in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, and I can see Fort Mountain out my living room window. Matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. And that's another thing. That brings us to another thing, a little piece of news for future news for the Saneauto channel. Is I would like to, if I can figure out this chest strap and use the phone to video, because I won't be able to use the Nikon for videoing this. I'm not going to take the Nikon on the motorcycle. It's just too expensive a camera. I'll film with my phone on a chest mount or something of that nature and try to get some video riding on the Harley up in the mountains here. Okay, so Ken does have a video show them some of the stuff about the hydrogen thing on the vehicle and how it's made. And it's made with a pickle jar.
Interesting.
Right, I understand it's too much to be typing it out. So, if people want to know more about it, they should go look at your video. And that's one of the things we do here that makes this community, this hashtag Insane Community, and the hashtag I Am Creator Community, that's so great is that we go look at each other's videos and stuff. And so that's a good motivation for people to go look at your video and see what this hydrogen thing is. And it's also motivation for us to make videos to let each other know about stuff and what we're doing and how we're doing it. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, we'll talk later, Ken. It probably won't be today though, because we're doing this live, and at 4 o'clock, immediately after ending this live on Saneauto at 4 o'clock, we start doing live at Sane Enterprises, and we carry the live and try to facilitate support within the community, back and forth between community members from 4 to 6 on Sane Enterprises. And then Mill Hill Mud Mowers will be doing I Am a Creator community support live from 6 to 8. And then as we have on this calendar here, Gregory Salvatore will be 9 to 10. And then on Mondays, you can count on Verdict Squad to be doing 6 o'clock till on. But the point is Sunday we're full.
Well, and then, of course, you need from 8 to 9.
Mondays are always hectic for everybody. Because Mondays we're getting a lot of parts out for the transmission parts company. And we just got a whole nother van load of transmission parts. And then when we went back and got another van load of equipment, and when I say van load, I mean the big Superduty Ford E250. It's got the extension on the back.
Yeah, it was a little upsetting. Thank God for the gym.
Yeah, we went to the gym this morning to get that out of the way so we wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, we went almost an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. We planned to go 2, but we didn't.
Well, we were running a little late this morning.
And we were also,
and we didn't want to be live, and we didn't want to be late in starting the live, so we had to hurry back here. We missed you guys.
Now, there's a guy who drives a rat rod with a phony looking tow truck hook on it. Sounds like a Mad Max vehicle.
Well, it sounds like something. Okay, that's the most. That's an exotic vehicle in your area. That sounds like a neat thing that you could do, like a walk around video or something of. And if he's willing, ask him some questions about it on camera. Maybe he'll tell you something about it on camera, what he's done to it and everything. And then there you've got a video that might get you a lot of views.
He's asking what kind of motorcycle you drive.
I mostly drive the Harley now because I'm kind of lazy that way. I like just pushing that button and it cranks right up. And we take off. It's got a more comfortable seat and stuff. But I still have the old Triumph that we rode around on as teenagers, back and forth between Atlanta and Chattanooga and all over Georgia and as far as Kentucky and everywhere else, Tennessee. all up in these mountains. In the mountains over there, it's Squatchy Valley. So we wore out countless tires on that old Triumph and built the engine 3 times. We put so many miles on it. 2 speedometers. So I don't know how many miles it's got on it anymore. So, but it was a barn find that we got. We were riding what, a Honda
CB362.
And we got the Triumph, was a barn find. The floor had rotted out from under it, and it was hanging from the handlebars.
Literally.
And we got it and restored it and drove it. Drove the crap out of that thing. That had some torque. That had way more torque, low-end torque, than any of those Japanese bikes that I'd had before then.
That's raw power. It's not like the Japanese stuff.
It's a 72 Triumph Tiger. And you can see it and the Harley at the end of some of our videos, especially the videos of the Time to Shine car show, because we were displaying the Harley and the Triumph at the Time to Shine car and truck and bike show.
And you'll see a little koala bear on the handlebars. Unfortunately, now he's getting a little bit old and he needed a seat belt, but I put that on there when we were 18.
Were we 18 already?
Yeah. Because we came up here to Chattanooga and we got it up here.
No, I thought we got that on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard in Atlanta.
No. We got the teddy bear down there at a flea market, but we got the Triumph up here in...
Yeah, but we were driving the Triumph in Atlanta when we got the koala bear, weren't we? Down on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard.
Probably, yeah. But we got the Triumph in Chattanooga.
Yeah, we got the Triumph motorcycle in Chattanooga. The koala bear that's right on the handlebars. We were back in Atlanta again. And we were on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. We were either 17 or 18.
No, we were definitely 18 because we couldn't go across state lines when I was 17. Or you would have been kidnapped. So we didn't cross over into Chattanooga until after I was 18.
Okay, Ken has a Buell 96. I like to keep the smaller bikes too, Ken. Even my Harley is a 1200 Sportster, so it's the bigger engine Sportster, but it's still a Sportster. At least I don't have to, handle a big dresser. My thing with bikes is I like to be able to do this a little bit in the curves. And if I'm on a really big, heavy dresser, it kind of feels like I'd rather just be on a car if it's going to be that big and heavy. Okay. Most everybody's busy right now and's got to go do something. Anyway. So we're going to... There's only 8 minutes left here. So what we're going to do is we're going to end this live stream. We're going to finish eating our lunch dinner. And then we're going to start our live stream on Sane Enterprises right at 3 o'clock or just thereafter. And we're going to have a bunch of shout outs, a bunch of community support, and even channel reviews. So if you want a channel review, something like that, check us out on Sane Enterprises. Just after 4 o'clock, probably about 4:05 or 4:10. We'll see you then. Thank you for coming. Get off the couch and get dirty.